Hi, I'm Mayor Debbie Kling, and I would like to take just a few minutes of your time to talk about property taxes. It's one of those things that we all are feeling the pain of, and let's talk for a few minutes and just do a really brief 101 on property taxes. Idaho property taxes are collected by three areas, or in three areas. First of all, the assessed value. Each year, your county assessor must estimate how much a typical buyer would pay for your property as of January 1. And it is assessed at 100% of the market value, less any exemptions. The other area that comes into it is the homeowner's exemption. Idaho's current homeowner's exemption will exempt 50% of the value of your home and up to 1 acre of land at a maximum of $100,000 from property tax. The next area are the tax levies and the city budgets. All property is located in multiple taxing districts across the city. Taxing districts are government entities, i.e. the county, the city, the school district, etc. And every year a taxing district develops a budget to cover its services. Once the budget is approved, the part of the budget funded by property tax is divided by the total taxable value of all properties within the taxing district. It's a little complicated, and for many they say, I don't get it. But the reality is, for a city municipality, we cannot increase our budget more than 3% annually. The city of Nampa last year took 0% increase in taxes for our budget. The reality is we have forfeited over $6 million in taxes that you would be paying that we've chosen not to. It is my goal as mayor of the city of Nampa, and I know it is also the goal of our city council, to be good stewards of your tax dollars. We want to be accountable to you, and we want to be transparent. And I have an open door, and so does our finance office. If you have questions, please reach out to us because we desire to answer your questions. So, this legislative year, there have been a lot of discussions around, let's say, the homeowner's exemption. For the last 2 years, last year and this year, we have strongly encouraged the legislature to increase the homeowner's exemption. Back in 2016, there was legislation passed that capped the homeowner's exemption, and unfortunately what that did was it caused a rise in our residential taxes, and it caused a shift in who was paying the taxes, and it went to the homeowners. We have asked again last year and this year for the legislature to correct that, and those bills did not even get introduced into committee, and that is extremely unfortunate. I do want to say thank you to some of our local representatives, that Bruce Skog being one, that introduced legislation. Concerned citizens of Canyon County actually worked diligently, Ron Harriman, in trying to formulate a plan that would be good for our community and our citizens. Unfortunately, it didn't get out of the drawer. So while they tried, it didn't go anywhere. The other thing that we have really encouraged is that we increase the funding for the circuit breaker. The circuit breaker is a tax relief opportunity for those on limited incomes. Unfortunately, again, that was not considered. The third solution that would make a big difference is if we would limit the increase in assessed value of homes and not require it to match the market value. So whereas we may, if we did a tax increase up to 3%, what our individual citizens are seeing is a tax increase far beyond 3%. And the city last year took 0, yet they still saw an increase in taxes. Our goal is to be good stewards. Since I've been in office, every year we have conducted a community survey. Each year the community has come back with similar priorities, and that is public safety and streets are the two top areas of priority that our citizens have asked that we fund. Public safety is funded out of the general fund, which is property tax dollars, and streets are supplemented by property tax dollars. We are doing everything we can to stretch our dollars to maximize the benefit of those tax dollars, and we will continue to do so. I will say that the cost of public safety alone accounts for a majority of the tax revenue that comes into the city. The city is funded by a number of different revenue streams, but when it comes to your property taxes, almost all of our public safety expenses are funded by property taxes. So, all that said, as we step into a new budget year, please know that we are going to be looking at how we can best represent you. Our citizens have said growth needs to fund growth. So the new revenue coming into the city from growth is what we should be using to fund the costs associated with growth. I would strongly recommend all of us to ask our legislature to look at a collaborative approach to comprehensive tax reform. It is important that we address the taxes for our state and we have comprehensive tax reform. Let's look at it from the big picture and let's create a collaborative environment where we work together and we come up with solutions that are good for everyone. I hope this provides a little bit better understanding of what we're doing on taxes, and as we step into our budget session coming up, please reach out. We will try to keep you informed, and then please get back to us with your questions because we want to represent you well.